You So, I don't know if you enjoyed what you have just saw. If you did, you don't really have to watch this. It's just me explaining some things happened in the video. However, if you didn't or you have some questions, then I guess you can stay. If you hear some noise in the background, that's just my parents. Anyway, I'm sorry about the timing of the video. This is like the longest I've ever worked on a video, at least from my memory. Now, here, as someone with ADHD and getting sidetracked pretty easily, and my own personal shit that's been going on in my real life, it's just I keep getting sidetracked and distracted with my own personal shit that's been happening. and I also had a bit of a writer's block. Anyway, like future videos are going to be a lot easier to make now, or at least I hope they are. And I apologize if if the video was terrible. Me rewatching it was pretty hard due to the cringe, but I mean, if any of you like it, then it's your personal opinion. It's kind of hilarious when you think about it. Yeah, you made the video and you don't even like it. I mean, I wrote the script a couple weeks ago, and my ADHD just made it very hard to work without getting sidetracked. Like going to YouTube to find inspiration for like a scene while scripting would probably get me sidetracked, and then I'd end up getting distracted and watching something, and then a couple hours later I'd be like, I didn't get shit done. And also storage issues. Anyway, okay, the first thing I would like to talk about is the relationship between Cassidy and Sans, at least in my alternative universe. I've already kind of went over these two a lot. You've probably seen it in a community post. But they do have a lot of similarities that, again, I talked about it, but that due to these similarities and the fact that they had a lot of time to, they had a lot of time to relate to each other. And so they ended up being close to best friends. And nothing really more than that. I mean, to be fair, if Evan didn't exist, then it would have been either Charlotte or Sans that would have been with Cassidy, or in any other way. Or like in vice versa, really. But that's the reason. But one of the part of the reason Sans wanted to help Cassidy and not be so lazy was partly because now that the player is gone, Sans is a lot less lazy. Of course, he does sleep from time a lot, but he isn't as lazy when doing something. And so he's not lazy to help someone that he feels like he should be able to help. And since he was a an assistant for his dad, which was a royal scientist, and he was a lot more than that, but I'll get into Gastra's backstory at a later date. But so he feels like he should be able to help her. And since he failed at trying to save his dad, Gaster, he feels like this may be like a chance to not redeem himself, but I guess he should be able to help someone that like he couldn't help himself back when Gaster got fused with the world code. And he's helping Cassidy because he wasn't able to help Gaster. Maybe this time he's actually able to help someone, and then he could forgive himself. Not fully, but sort of in that perspective. Like, not redemption. It's almost like you go and then you see a friend of yours get shot, right? And then a couple years later, someone else's friend is about to get shot, and then you help them because your friend did get shot. It's pretty much that example. Another thing I'd like to talk about is the cosmology and my alternate universe's entire world. I've explained I've explained how it is in this video, sort of, right? I kind of wanted to have more outer feats for my characters and not just rely on statements, since it's getting kind of boring, and I know y'all are not trying to generalize, but some people are probably gonna stop believing me, even though I'm the author, but whatever. And so I tried to make outer feats by explaining the cosmology a bit better, and it's a lot. And what I just explained was originally going to be just that, but I kind of thought that was pretty boring, and it was pretty repetitive. In fact, in the video, you can see some of my thoughts about the repetitiveness of how the cosmology works. So that being said, I'm going to expand on the Undernight's cosmology at a later date. It's a lot bigger than what you just said. And when every single time Sans says the word layer, he means another set. Like you could see the infinite dimensions. No, they're like the uncountably infinite dimensions that are all beyond the concepts of time, space, and dimensions, and each one infinitely transcends the other, blah, 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 and then each one tracks on that. That's kind of what I felt when I said it was repetitive, because it doesn't really change. It's just uncountably infinite things that are all out, that are all beyond dimensions and infinitely transcend the other, and there's really no variety with that. And I thought that was kind of the stupidest thing ever, because it's kind of just an infinite loop, a boring loop also. And I decided to create something else with that, which I'm not going to spoil anything, but it will be revealed more and more, and the origins of Undernights will be included at a later date, and it will be revealed at a later date. It will be, because it's kind of unique in a way. At least I tried to make it unique. But I understand if there's some angry power scalers in the comments section, because I did a mistake and my character scaled to low hyper or something like that with these feats. But that's part of the reason why that's also part of the reason why I'm going to implement more and more into the cosmology. Another thing I'd like to talk about is Cassidy being so desperate to bring Evan back. As you can see, in this episode, she's being extremely desperate to bring Evan back after his death, and it's part of the reason why I imagine some of you might have not liked this episode, because the whole video is just Cassidy being a baby. The whole video is just her being a baby to bring Evan back. And y'all probably don't like that too much because Evan wasn't really an important character. I don't know what to do with him, basically, but I've actually gotten some ideas on what to do with him. And if you can see, this was unintentional until just now, or until the last episode. But Evan had a lot of like power in him that wasn't really shown or revealed. Like but in the last episode, what Sans explains the God Ray pretty perfectly. But if you want to hear from me, William's God Ray works far better than Era 4. He took it from Era 404 after he beat the shit out of Era 404, and then he just took it from. He didn't really took it. He copied it, and then he implemented it into himself. But the original God Ray, I don't know where to read Alpha Tail. If y'all can tell me where to read it, I'd appreciate that. But Era 404's God Ray, from what I understand, erases someone's code, and it only works on code-based people. That's what I've seen from the wiki, and that is, well, it's powerful. It's pretty limited on who it can work, and of course, it has to be limited with the no limits fallacy. But I mean, all things are limited with the NLF, but it's pretty weak compared to characters that aren't related to code. So William, after taking Air Force 4's God Ray, he decided to change it with his own stuff, with his own things. And so he changed it. So that way, like, every single time the God Ray hits someone, it doesn't just erase or kill them. It erases them and all forms of their existence. So say, like, just an example. Spider-Man gets hit with a God Ray. So Peter would literally be erased across all forms of media, and all variations of himself get killed along with him. So yeah, that does include the Spider-Verse. And other proofs and history of him get erased along with him. So everything from the comic book, from other websites, like they all get erased. It's almost like some guy gets shot with a God Ray, and immediately their entire history gets erased. They get erased along with their past. They get erased so hard. They get erased from their sperm cell. That's okay. But it's pretty much like that, right? It erases them 100,000, like all percent. That's pretty much how Williams God Ray works. And of course, it does have to have limits, of course, with the power scaling having the no limits fallacy. And there's obviously stronger characters, but that is essentially how it works. That's pretty much how Williams God Ray works. And so with this, really anyone who is under high out reversal or at high reversal should get erased like immediately after getting hit with that. If you noticed, Evan got hit with it and literally survived for a good 2 or 3 minutes. Granted, Cassidy was also helping and trying to keep him alive, but still. And not only that, he did survive a point blank slash attack from William that did that much damage, right? And he survived it, even was the first one to get up from that. Everyone else was knocked down. He was the first one to get up. I don't know if y'all noticed that. But but he has a lot of potential, basically. So in the future, I'm planning on doing some stuff with him. But anyway, the reason Cassidy wanted to bring him back so badly was because it's kind of her fault, right? In the description of the recent episode, I went into detail on how Cassidy rested her soul finally. And if for anyone that didn't read the description of that video, I put it in this video. Y'all saw that. Y'all saw Cassidy explain it for herself. And but the problem with that is, while she did forgive herself, she did finally redeem herself. That she did what she wasn't able to do for all those years. And not only did she kill Afton, she rested her soul, which I may have made my Cassidy, like, you know, Cassidy, like the one you should not have killed, the vengeful spirit, all that. I made her a lot more happier than other people make in their alternate universes. And she even referenced this because yes, they do know about AUs and all that. So Cassidy did reference other AUs. And yes, my Cassidy is a lot more happy than a lot of others. And you know, while she did sort of rest her soul because she wasn't going to just attack him or try to find him out of nowhere. That's just not how it works. She isn't going to do it like other Cassidys from other AUs, but she hasn't fully rested. Again, if they were to meet each other, they would 100%. They were pretty much bound to fight each other, no matter if Cassidy or William stood a chance or not. They felt their hatred for each other had them fight each other every single time they meet, and that was proof that she has not fully rested her soul. And in the last episode, if you could notice, I've already explained this in the description, but if you notice, Cassidy's expression on her face went from a deranged and pissed off to calm and collective while still being serious. That was pretty much a sign that she has rested. That's a sign that she has let go of the past. But now that Evan's dead, it's kind of her fault when you think about it, because everyone else was drained. They also fought the other hatred copies of William off screen, and so everyone else is drained, and a lot more than Cassidy is. Cassidy is drained, but she still has a lot of magic. Sans is sort of drained because he did fight Afton for a long time in his Judgment Hall, and he had a lot less stamina than the others. So Cassidy is the one that has the most stamina left, right? However, her hatred towards Afton won't let her flee. It won't let her run, because she already did that when, after the Stuck series, after that came to a conclusion and her and Kara left, they fled. Her hatred towards Afton wouldn't let her do that again, because she still had a vendetta against Afton. She doesn't want to have to flee to him again, because that's proving that she can't fix what happened. She can't redeem herself, and not only that, but she can't torment him, she can't fight him, and she can't beat him. And that's proving that William still has that superiority that he always had above her and above her friends. She doesn't want that, and she didn't want that, and so that's pretty much what led to Evan's death, and that made it her fault. That was it was technically for her fault that it happened. And now that she finally let go of the past, and she no longer has a vendetta, but she can't fully forgive herself because of that mistake. And that is also because Afton was alive to do it, and then that all leads back to her mistake in the reset loop. So that's why she's so desperate to bring him back. And also due to love, I ship Cassidy x Evan, and that's part of the reason why. They just love each other a lot. And also the fact that Cassidy refuses to let another person die to Afton. After Gaster brought back all the AUs, all the alternate universes and alternate timelines back in phase 3 of Sans versus William, Cassidy now realizes that all the AUs are brought, and Gaster removed their memories from being erased, so that way they don't have any trauma. He pretty much he brought them back from the point right before William came, so that way nothing has changed. Cassidy doesn't want a repeat of not a repeat, but she doesn't want someone else being harmed by William, because William being in the state him turning into Air William is a direct result of her not taking action and killing William. And that means that she doesn't want another person to die because of her mistakes. And that's part of the reason she's so desperate to bring him back. And alright, so now I'm going to discuss arcs in the future, right? Now, I haven't really been too direct. I've kept, there's some people watching, you know who you are, and for those of you watching that know what the future arc's going to be about, please don't put it in the comments, because that's just going to be spoiling. And for the people that don't know, don't ruin it for them. Okay. But as a hint, I've already discussed on Cassidy and Kara having another sister, another family. And sorry, I'm back. Had to do something. So anyway, okay. About the future arcs, right? So again, I haven't really gave too much information on it, but about Cassidy and Kara's sister, right? Their third one. Once it's revealed, I feel like a lot of you are gonna feel like it was obvious, really, because what you need to know is that the three sisters are gonna have a lot in common. I've already discussed how Cassidy and Kara are both pretty similar, but this next one has a lot more similarities to Cassidy specifically. That might have gave the answer away to some people. That might have gave the answer, but again, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it or anything. All right. And yeah, that was pretty much what I wanted to talk about. And I am signing off. See you later. See you guys later.